Hey everybody, Jake and Gino here, and we are super proud to bringing you our second book, The Honeybee. Gino, tell us a little bit about the bee.
The B. Jake, this was a transformation from our first 25 unit property. Who would have thought that we've been able to talk about multiple streams of revenue that you can build in your multifamily business? You remember we bought the first book? The first book was all about how multifamily real estate. I'm holding up for everybody. Wheelbarrow Profits. This book, The Honeybee, is why and how you can expand your business and how you can add multiple streams of revenue into your multifamily business.
Yeah, and it really parallels, a lot of the stuff that we've gone through in our lives. But the story is about a medical rep named Noah who has an opportunity with a serial entrepreneur. And Noah had a lot of struggles in life. He wanted more abundance, and he wasn't sure how to get there. So it's really interesting the story and the trials and tribulations that he goes through while learning these principles that really allow to bring abundance and multiple streams of revenue into your life.
And we've been able to write it as a parable. So my kids are all reading the book. It's really easy to understand. I've gotten referrals and I've been told by people that it sounds like The Richest Man in Babylon. That's what people have been saying. And it's such a high compliment to it. And what I love about it, it really draws in the metaphors. We talk about why the honeybee. Well, the honeybee is a metaphor for a worker. The honeybee knows one thing. He's stuck in the rat race of making honey. Who is the wealthy person in the story? It's Tom, who owns the hive. And that's the paradigm shift that Noah needs to see. And everyone starts out by saying with those limiting beliefs, I can't do it. I can't do it. And as Noah becomes more desperate in his job and he starts talking to a mentor and someone who's done it already, he goes to visit Tom on his property, which is called Tributary Acres. And why is that? All little streams, the metaphor of the streams running down of revenue, all going into one raging river. They all start out as small little streams, but if you continue and you continue to persist, those streams become a raging river.
The cool thing as well is that Tom realized Noah was not ready for all the information at once. So he basically spread out the lessons over time, and Tom would take a lesson, give it to Noah. Noah would implement it, and then he would be ready for the next phase. So it was a great transformation that Noah went through under the leadership and the mentorship of Tom there. I thought that was really cool.
Jake, I want to share these stories and these lessons through the book. But if you can scroll down, we can show the listeners where they can buy the book on jakeandgino.com/honeybee. You have our Rand Power Wheel. You have additional resources of me shooting videos about those lessons. There's an Amazon link to buy the book. And if you want to continue to take the journey with Jake and Gino and apply to work with us, we have mentorship buttons or invest buttons with us on the bottom of this page. But the first lesson, which is really important and which took me so long to figure out, and a lot of people struggle with this, is escape the honey trap. Transactions don't create wealth, equity does. And Noah was a salesperson. So every time he created a transaction, he paid the bills. He wasn't thinking about building a business. He was the honeybee going out there and making honey and making honey and making honey and not trying to buy his own hive.
And he paid the bills in terms of he paid his food bill, his mortgage bill, he was very worried about. He paid the bills to the tax man, to Uncle Sam, okay? And then he paid the hidden bill, which is inflation. So he was paying the bills all the way, and he wasn't playing the game that the rich and the wealthy play. He was playing the game of the honeybee, which is round and around, chasing your tail, never getting ahead in life. And he was looking for a way to get out of it, but it wasn't until he met Tom that those lessons started being made available to him.
The next one, number two, is find your source. Every stream has a source. And I love this. When we first started out, we bought our investment property. The first stream of revenue, we started and created a property management company. Our next stream of revenue, we created an education company. And then Jake is pointing to it, the syndication company, then the capital company. And it becomes a beautiful symbiotic relationship. They are all interconnected. We're not talking about going out and doing something that does not connect to the core business of multifamily or whatever business you're in. You can take this into any facet of life that you're doing. Do you have a restaurant like I did? Do you have a single family home business that you're doing, a wholesale business? This can be adopted to any business. That's what's amazing about this story and about these lessons that we're sharing with you. You want to create a business that helps and funds your lifestyle, not the opposite.
Yeah, and the next one is make it happen. And this is one of our core values. And what Noah found out very early on is that real estate was a full contact sport. And there's times where you're going to be stung. And basically, it comes down to, are you going to quit? Or are you going to push through and persevere? You got to keep showing up every day, and you got to have a make it happen attitude, because it can be a very challenging business to be in. But then, eventually you figure it out. And then it's the same little issues that keep coming up, and you systematize your business to work around those. And I think the thing that people don't realize is that, look, it's going to happen once. If it happens once, it's going to happen again. You have to be ready for that and put those systems in place so that the next time it happens, it just becomes another one of those.
There's a great story in the book when Noah is rushing and he's putting on his honeybee suit on, and he doesn't put it on tight enough. And one of the honeybees gets in and he gets stung and he gets mad. And Tom tells him, "Why are you getting mad? There are going to be stings in life. There are going to be unknown circumstances. Learn why you got stung and move on." I thought that was an amazing lesson in the story. The fourth one is build your hive. This is really crucial for Jake and I's growth and for anyone who wants to grow a business. Learn to ask who instead of how. In the story, Noah was trying to expand his portfolio and he was saying, "How can I do it? How can I do it?" And Tom's lesson is, don't ask how you can do it, but ask who can help you do it. And he had the revelation there of, maybe I need to start scaling up and hiring people. He ends up hiring a property management company. Then he ends up hiring a CapEx crew, a maintenance person, to take some of the burden off and to start focusing on those revenue generating tasks that will actually lead him to start growing his business.
Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we have to take a step back potentially in terms of what our net gain will be to build the business. And that's really hard early on. And people always ask us, when should I make that first hire? And who should that hire be? Look, it's imperative that you don't get stuck in the I'm a mentality. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do everything. And that's what Noah and so many entrepreneurs struggle with. Sometimes it's okay to push a little bit more money out into the marketplace and build your team, because it's the only way to scale and grow and create a lifestyle that you're truly going to enjoy.
Number 5 is commit to your core. And this is really important to grow multiple streams of revenue and to grow your investments. The best streams feed each other. Like we said, the education feeds the syndication, which feeds the property management. And it's really important that you focus upon that. Start with one stream, grow that stream, make it very strong, and then start looking for opportunities. And it's really about the abundance mindset. I would never have been able to do something like this on my own. I would have needed Jake to run an amazing property management company. I run the education company. They work so well hand in hand. We share resources. We're able to grow with economies of scale. And that's the amazing part about these multiple streams of income. Grow one, and then when you're ready and you feel confident, start with the next one.
Yeah, I think it's very important too, Gino, is that, like, when you're looking at this, you don't want to start, down one path and then pivot. You want to stay in your lane. You don't want to get the shiny object syndrome. If you're going to be in real estate, I think it's, max out the real estate and build those businesses and those streams around it. Don't get all, shiny object syndrome and switch over to Bitcoin the next day because you heard something on CNBC. I think that's where people get caught up so many times.
And I think number 6, Jake, is really important for our soul and for
Mhm.
why we're here on this planet, is to create streams of purpose. Money cannot be your only reason. It only funds it. And that, for us, we were able to create Rand Cares, which is our charitable arm of our power wheel that we have here. And it's been able for Jake and I to feed over 15,000 kids last year at Thanksgiving. We've been able to do so many different opportunities for the community with Rand Cares. And that's one of the reasons why we love growing this. We're able to take care of our employees, and we're able to do so many different things with all these different multiple streams of revenue.
Yeah, Rain Cares has been phenomenal, and I think that, when you go through the book, you're going to find out that Noah has that epiphany in life as well and finds a great way to give back. But we're going to leave that one as a teaser.
I like that, Jake. So next action steps, everybody. Go to jakeandgino.com/honeybee. Scroll down. You can click on the link there to Amazon to buy it, or you can go to jakeandgino.com. We have the book there on our website. If you purchase it through our website, we will actually sign you up for a free micro course. So either way, we want to get the book in your hands. We want to expand your ideas about how to create multiple streams of revenue in your business.
Hey, 69 5-star ratings speaks for itself. Thank you so much, Gino.
Thanks, everybody.